had Bob's trust in photography, in being his road manager. I handled the money and all. I mean, I had his trust. And it was a matter of him being able to see the pictures right away. I was a nut about developing my stuff immediately. Digital's fast, okay? I was almost as fast. I used to develop that film and print that stuff within hours of the shoot. And I would never show him anything that wasn't complimentary. And that's how I got to be able to shoot photos of Bob more often. And he would ask, even after I stopped working for him, he would call me and say, listen, we're doing a press conference at so-and-so, can you come and shoot it?
Tom had phenomenal access, obviously. I mean, you know, he was behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, everywhere you can be, and he also had the trust of his subject. And that's crucial, because you see many photo books where the photographer has a great eye and a great vision, but they don't necessarily have the trust of their subject, where Bob Seger trusted Tom implicitly, and so he got the great kind of shots that no other photographer has, much less is published.
I got a call from Bob one day. He said, listen, I'm coming up with a new album, and it's going to be other people's material. I'm going to call it Smoking OPs, which had a double meaning, because back then, if you bum a cigarette, hey, give me an OP, that means other people's cigarette, okay? But in this case, he was going to do those tunes better than the original guys, okay? And that was the idea of smoking OPs. So I'm thinking, I don't know, what am I going to do for that? And I walk into the Keiko's Market in Birmingham, where we used to always buy our pop and cigarettes and beer and stuff. And I asked for Camels, because I smoked Camels at that time. And right next to Camels are Lucky Strikes. I saw that Lucky pack, bought my cigarettes, and ran back to the office and took out the words Lucky Strike and put Smoking OPs in there. And it was like a quiche, or, you know, it was like, geez, I feel like Andy Warhol himself, you know. And I showed Bob the next day. Actually, I called him and woke him up at 7:30 in the morning after I finished it, because he had to do it in layers. There was no Photoshop, there was no layout programs. So I showed it to Punch. He loved it, and Bob went for it, and so that became Smokin' OP's album cover. It worked out pretty good.
And it's a kind of part of rock and roll that doesn't exist anymore either. Right now, the whole touring world, the whole world of artist development, although it's in flux now in 2010, but for decades now, record companies have had it down to a science. This was old school artist development. You get in a station wagon and you go around the country, and if they need you in Butte, Montana on Monday and in Orlando, Florida on Tuesday, that's what you did. And that's how the artist developed.